All right, y'all, I'm back with another how to explain big things to little people. Okay, so you and your kids have been watching the news and world events seem a bit scary. Also, if you're a family that attends church, you probably keep hearing your pastor preach about the rapture, or you heard someone say these are the last days, and you wonder, what does it all mean? Okay, so here's what I tell my kids. I use Bible stories to explain to them what I think is happening. I say, in the beginning, God created the world and everything in it. Then he made man. You've heard the story of Adam and Eve, so you know how people came into the world. God came to introduce himself to people saying something like, hi, my name is Yahweh, and I created the world so I could have a family to love me. I live in heaven with angels that worship me, and it's great. But in addition to worship, what I really want is love. In order to have true love, it has to be a choice. So I created people and I gave them free will. Now the devil, who was an angel in heaven named Lucifer, heard this and said, bump that. I want to be worshiped. I do not care about love, but I should be worshiped because I'm beautiful and talented. God said, bet, let's do a challenge. We can both go to earth and introduce ourselves to mankind and see who they choose. The ones that love me are mine, and the ones that choose you are yours. Now, for my Bible readers, these stories are in Genesis and Job. So if you read the Bible, you will see God introduce himself to man for 42 generations down the line of one particular family that he uses as an example to tell a story. Starting with Adam and Eve, fast forward to Noah and Jacob and Moses, etc. Throughout history, this family that God is using as an example grows into a nation, which becomes Israel. Think of them as teacher's pet. God is teaching the world something by using this people and this place called Israel as an example. Now, this does not mean that he doesn't love the rest of the world, because of course he does. He loves everyone that chooses him, but he has special blessings set aside for his chosen people. Anyone can join in, by the way. This is not an exclusive club. All you have to do is accept his love. Absolutely no one is left out. Even if you choose the devil first, you can always change your mind and come to God, and he will accept you. But here's the tough news. There are only two sides. There's no middle ground or third team. On earth, there's a God of heaven named Yahweh, and there's the devil whose name is Satan, formerly known as Lucifer. Every other team that's not of God is of Satan, period. Now, I don't say that to be mean or disqualify any other gods. Yes, there are other gods, maybe even thousands of them, but they all get their power from Satan, hands down, no question. If you see a God that has power, or a statue that people are praying to and things manifest, it probably is happening. It's probably not false or fake. It's probably real, but they all get their power from Satan. So now that we've laid a foundation of history, let's get to the question of the day, which is, what's going on in the world? Now, there is a battle going on for the hearts and minds of men. The devil's team is making the world a bad place with their evil deeds. And it looks like God is losing right now because Satan is doing his big one, as the kids say. He has everyone thinking that God is not real, or that God doesn't love the world, so that the devil can do more sneaky and undercover stuff. Satan doesn't really have to work that hard. Once he fools you enough to make you believe he doesn't exist, he can trick you really easy and run up the scoreboard on God. Now, if you're on God's team and you are rooting for the world to be a good place and not an evil place, then just be patient. God is cooking up a plan. He's just waiting for the right time to make his big move. Now, that's what the church is talking about when they say the rapture. If you believe God is not real because he's invisible, what would happen if he left the world and now you're all alone with the devil? Now, picture this. Imagine a child living in an abusive household. It's one of those dads that acts nice in public, but at home he's really mean to the mom and the kids. Then one day the mom runs away from home. She left the kid because he didn't get up when she gave the signal that it's time to go. Mom took the kids that heard her say, it's time, and they were ready. Christians today, we're watching the news and we're seeing what's happening with politics and with nature, with these floods and wildfires and earthquakes and catastrophic storms. And we're saying, God is coming. We need to be ready. Now, if you don't believe or you decide not to go when he calls, you'll be left behind. But that's not the end of the story. There's more. Of course, a loving parent is not going to leave his children in an abusive situation forever. He's going to come back again and give you another chance to join him. Now you know for sure what it's like when God is here and when he's not here. And you have the evidence that you were looking for all this time. Some time has passed now, and he asks you again, whose team will you choose to be on? Team Yahweh or Team Satan? The church calls this the second coming of Christ. Now, stay tuned for the next video, which I'll kind of break down why the first coming of Jesus Christ and what he did on the earth was so significant. Hope this helps.